Good morning, guys. All right, so it is about 8:16 on a Sunday morning, and I'm out here early, earlier than usual. I was actually out here about 7:30, and it felt amazing. So I'm like, well, let me get dressed, let me have my coffee real quick, and let me get out here and start doing some work before it gets hot. Well, in the last like 45 minutes, it's 83 degrees now. But the sun's not on me yet. I think that's what's helping. The sun is still back over there behind the trees a little bit. So what I want to do, most of the time I'm out here, I'm going to try to get a lot of weeding done and maybe a couple of seeds planted. But while I have you guys here, I don't think I'm going to show you all that. And I'm sorry about Chloe. Today's Mr. Smith's birthday. So happy birthday, Mr. Smith. He's 56. I know, he's getting old. He's getting old. Happens to us all. Anyway, we're going to have his sister and her husband over, and then his cousin Kyle's here visiting, and we did a brisket. So we've had a brisket cooking for like 12 hours, so hopefully it's delicious. We'll see. Anyway, back to this. I'm going to show you anything that I feel like is notable going on in the garden right now, and then I'm going to do a little bit of work before the sun gets on me. And then I got to go in the house and clean and make it look like adults live there since people are coming. Anyway. All right. Well, let me turn the camera around and show you what's going on. Salad Burnett. I still got to figure out what to do with these bad boys. I haven't done anything. And that's a lot of salad Burnett. Dark green zucchini. Okay, those seeds that I planted in the last video. Dark green zucchini came up. That one. And then I got 2 Pattison Panache Frenchy Frenches here. Also, these melons on the back. This is my cantaloupe. Look how good these are doing. They're doing so beautifully. Oh, and they're flowering. Hey, fantastic. And I planted 3 more Sharon Taste last week. Look at that. All 3 came up. Beautiful. My honey nut squash that I did in the last video. Those 2 came up. And look at this gift from Kyle. My husband's cousin Kyle saw this at Walmart, this solar light, and I told him I love blue. Perfect gift. It's a beautiful dragonfly and a flower. Solar. Thank you, Kyle. Zinni is looking at amazeballs. Sad news to report that my center cut squash got hit by the vine borer. Now, I was able to pick some squash before all that junk happened. Look at all that junk. Absolute junk. I'm real sad about it. Anyway, peppers. I've been harvesting Jimmy Nardello's pretty consistently. They're giving me some peppers. This giant Marconi, like so far there's only been 1 here. And then that plant has 1. They're just not putting on the fruit. But they're starting to get taller. Maybe they were waiting for some heat. I don't know. And then the Corno de Toro, like out of these 3 plants, I only have 1 pepper right there. So not real impressed with them. They did the same thing kind of last year. So I may be giving those seeds away. I don't know. I don't have time for that. Giant ground cherry, finally doing something. I put a little cage around it. My feverfew finally is bloomed. How pretty is that? But this year, this Dr. Witchy's is large. It's in charge. It's giving me lots of fruit. Right now it's resting, but there's a bunch of flowers, and hopefully the heat doesn't knock them all off. But anyway, real impressed with that Dr. Witchy's. Sicilian zucchini from Faye is really starting to pick up. We've got some blooms coming on. It's getting very tall. Oh, yep, that one, tall. And look at my noodle beans way up there. Oh, I can see them to the neighbor's yard. Well, that's fun. Okay. Just to show you how tall those noodle beans are. Like, they're way up there. Okay, way up there. Okay. Over here, we planted squash. There's my Italian striped cocozelle back here. I've got some caserta that came up. Not sure why I have all that blank area there. I need to stick something in it. And then white scallop squash here. My torch blue lavender Veronica. It's amazing. I love it. I think I'm going to take some cuttings and spread it around. It's just, I love the shape of it too. It's just kind of very architectural, very pretty. My North Georgia candy roaster came up. And I noticed the other day, my North Georgia candy roaster, the first planting, the vine borer got most of them. Well, one of them survived and I didn't even notice. Look, it's coming up and it's going to start climbing. I need to pin it to the trellis over there. There's some Chef's Choice black tomatoes too. And of course my muscadines looking gorgeous. So many muscadine grapes. Beautifulness. My comfrey that I grew from seed is doing really, really well. Really pleased with that. And also, this is the biggest bell pepper I've ever grown in my life. It's not that big, but it's the biggest one I've ever grown. And that's my Keystone Resistant Giant bell pepper. And then I have a orange sun bell pepper right there. That will turn orange. It'll be pretty. And then look at these herbs. This pot of herbs is going banana pants, and I love it. So I have that lavender that I got from Arborgate, and the variegated lemon thyme, just doing beautifully. And then one of my amaranths that overseeded in one of my dwarf tomatoes in the house. That amaranth, I think it just looks really pretty. It's just a really pretty pot. This dwarf tomato, Shimmafury. Well, first of all, it got hornworm damage. Some of the tomatoes have hornworm damage, but I think I just need to pick all of them because the plant is declining. We'll just clean out these pots and have them ready to put more different stuff in there. Of course, my asparagus. This one was a female because in the little fernies, you have these little bell flowers, so that's cool. Female asparagus will make flowers and then make berries. We've got strawberries in here. The strawberries are very small. I think next year I'm going to move a lot of this strawberry patch. More tomatoes up high and more tomatoes way up there. But as you can see, the hornworm has decapitated that very top one. But I still have some flowers down below. This is my girls weird thing. So maybe I'll get something. This is my Cherokee Purple Variegated. I got the one big tomato that I taste tested, and I think the plant is done. I'm going to take it out. My evergreen tomato back here has flowers, but I never got anything. Still haven't gotten anything, and see the buds are starting to die from the heat. So we'll see. Something I'm real proud of right now, and I never expected to get this large. This is my purple hull cowpeas, like black-eyed peas. It is so big and so luscious. They never got this big last year. Last year, I had them along this fence line here by my towers, and they just stayed puny and small and burnt and gross. This year, I guess they're in that good soil that I got from Nature's Way Resources, I believe. Anyway, they got the good soil, and they got the good water. I've got the irrigation on. Anyway, these flowers are beautiful. The pea pods are so cute. It puts out two, just like the noodle beans. Last year, my cowpeas did not vine because I put them on that, I put them on this trellising here so they could vine, and they didn't. Well, this year, I didn't put them against a trellis, and they look like they want to vine a little bit, so that's typical. There's okra hiding in here. Look at that. I did not expect them to engulf my okra. And I don't remember which one this is. I think it's the Alabama red. Not sure. My Ivuncheon Giant. I got one tomato. I got one. And I think the rest of the blossoms are shriveling up and falling off because it's too hot. And this one tomato looks a little weak. I don't think it's going to be my 3-pounder that I was hoping for, but we'll see. The plant looks healthy enough that I'll leave it until fall and see if it has a resurgence in fall. And then my little pot of flowers here that I did. They look pretty good. And I have one of those deep salmon zinnias. Pretty little flower. And my white cosmos was blooming. Now it's done. My red burgundy okra is doing amazing. I picked a nice long one the other day, and I thought it would be too woody. But actually, it was quite tasty. But it was a good 7 inches. New little babies coming on with the okra mullein. Look at my common mullein looking wonderful and so soft and silky. It's getting huge. That's beautiful. I need to be doing my research on what to do with these herbs. I have so many herbs growing everywhere. I need to be preserving them somehow, putting them in teas, like using them. Need to be using them. So I'm excited for this purple red straw flower that I started growing. It feels like a year ago. Anyway, it's alive. It's getting water. It's doing well. This is my longhorn okra. I don't think I've gotten any yet. Yeah, nothing yet. And then my Hill Country red okra, which is beautiful, by the way. This is probably my prettiest okra, this Hill Country red. The leaves are huge. And I do have an okra on here. It's one of those short, squatty pods. Really cute. And my moringa tree, doing wonderful. Really pretty. My Prescott Fond Blanc. I need to tie it to the strings. I need to put more strings. My green stripe cushaw, this squash, is all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Look at that. I know, all the way down. It's beautiful. And I have some baby squash right there, baby squash. And I saw another one, I thought. Another baby squash. It looks like another female there. So it's happy. It's putting out the females, which is good. Let's see. Long Pod Perkins has been the best producer so far. And the flowers are gorge. How pretty is that? So pretty. There's my pod. The Long Pod Perkins is a very tender potted okra. Very delicious. I roasted some in the air fryer. It was good. So, but it's putting out the fruit. I'll tell you what, it's hot. It's hot already. So even if I just get this little walkabout for you done and that's it, at least I feel like I'm keeping you posted, because it's going to be hard to put out content this summer with the heat, because I'm not trying to, have a heat stroke. So, all right, a few more things to show you, and we'll be good. We'll be good. You'll be all caught up. So next is this wagon arch area. There's some fun things growing on and around it. Let me show you. First of all, my favoriteest, prettiest zinnias right now are over here. These are volunteers. Look at that beautiful orange, peachy beautifulness, and then a pink one. Beautiful. And I have a sunflower that's getting quite big. My milkweed's gone banana pants with the seeds. And I recently heard that you should cut the pods off, because once the pods do that the plant starts to decline a little bit, because it's like, oh, I made my seed, I've served my purpose, that kind of a thing. So I should have cut the pods off, but it's kind of pretty. My hyacinth bean, the leaves are gorgeous, by the way, gorgeous. But it never really did much. I think we got too hot too fast. So I don't think they're going to put any bean pods or flowers or do anything. Anyway, it's sad. These are some of my favorites, and I really hate marigolds. They're not my favorite flower. But these key lime marigolds, maybe because I grew them from seed, I don't know. But they're kind of my favorite thing. They're so beautiful and fluffy and just so pretty. I don't know. And Lauren, Miss Tomato Head, my bananas noir is absolutely huge. It's so huge. So it's leaning right now, and I'm going to have to straighten it up. That stick is leaning real bad. But I'm telling you, that's all of 10 feet, at least. Maybe more. That's crazy. I love it. Thank you. Can't wait to taste it. I have one that's close to being ready. It's starting to turn a little yellow. This one is supposed to be green when ripe, and this one's starting to turn just a little bit yellow. And then all the citrus is doing wonderful. So this is my Improved Meyer lemon, doing great. Back over here is my blood orange. It's doing wonderful, doing really wonderful. And then over here is my Persian lime. Like, all of them are just covered in fruit. Really pleased with that. On this side of the wagon arch, climbing up here, is my loofah. I'm so excited that my loofah took off. I did see some female flowers. Where did they go? Did they die? There's the pointy tip of one female flower. There's a cluster of flowers. Let's see, there's a little pointy tip. It turned yellow, so it's not going to do anything. Another one. Those little pointy arrow-shaped tips are the females, not the males, as what you would probably think. And then Malabar spinach is up from seed, but the New Zealand spinach I don't see anymore. I did see some that germinated, but I guess it crapped out. But I have Malabar. This I need to take out because I can't even see my compost back there. I can't even get to it because of the tick seed and the zinnias. So unfortunately, that all has to come out. These can stay. These have rooted. These are the cuttings that I took of my Gara cardboard. So, yeah. So, yeah, those rooted. So I can spread those around the garden. Over here, my bushy cucumber and my Minnesota midget that I planted around this trellis. These are up. Also a cypress vine or a cardinal vine. One of those. The flowers look the same, but the foliage is different. Anyway, I got to take that off of there. I don't want that. My shampoo ginger is doing amazeballs. Amazeballs. Look at that shampoo ginger. Real proud of that. Also, this dahlia back here. That dahlia is doing amazing in that pot. I think it's getting just the right amount of water and shade. It's not, because we're intense here in the Houston area, but the stems are a lot thicker than any dahlia I grew last year from seed, so I'm pleased with that. See, Sweet Splash Electra variegated tomato. It's not doing that great, but we have one tomato. So I'm going to eat that one tomato when it's ready, and then I don't know if I'm going to grow many of the variegated ones again. I was obsessed with them this year, but they just seem very weak plants. Like they put on one tomato, maybe two, and then they just kind of die. So, of course, these echinaceas, holy moly, are they the star of my potager this year. They look amazeballs. Yeah, and they're perennial, so they'll keep coming back like this for many, many years, I hope. My world's smallest tomato is getting so big, it has climbed up the trellis and out, like on the inside. Also, that hyacinth bean is doing a lot better over here. Look at it up in the sky. This world's smallest tomato, it is dropping blossoms. You can see all those naked sticks behind those flowers. So it's making flowers, but then it's dropping them. So I haven't been getting fruit. Anyway, let's come over here and look at these peppers real quick. I've got my Bajillos, my little Pequeño peppers. These are red and yellow. Right now they all look white. The yellow ones will be like a really bright yellow, like my tag. So I'll know when they're ready. They'll be yellow. And then the red ones will be red. But anyway, bunch of Pequeño peppers. Really pleased this year. And they're a lot bigger than the ones I had last year. My Jing Orange okra's been putting out. So I've been getting lots of okra from the Jing Orange. My birdhouse gourd is climbing. Climbing. It's doing really well. And I had a little female flower. I don't think it got fertilized, though. There's a male flower that's open. These are night blooming. So it's still open from last night. Really pretty flower. I think I'm going to take out all of the tomatoes except for Woolly Kate on my tomato towers here. They're just doing nothing. They're just suffering. Now, I will leave Woolly Kate. She is flowering. I still haven't gotten any fruit yet, but I'm hopeful. The pepper patch this year is doing wonderful. It's probably my best year for peppers yet. So down here we have the orange habanero. There are some orange habaneros. I've got 4 plants there doing really well. My Tunisian bakleuti, I picked a beautiful one yesterday, bright red. But we have some more blushing and then lots of fruit. Real pleased with that. And then this Megatron jalapeno has been wonderful. I've gotten lots of jalapenos off of here, and they're pretty good size when I pick them. Really pleased with that. And they're hotter. They seem hotter than a normal jalapeno. They're hot. And then my Pasilla Bahia. This Pasilla Bahia pepper. Long and skinny. Supposedly you dry these, and they smell like raisins. And you use them in mole. I don't know anything about that. But I'm going to grow them. And then my ancho poblanos are starting to take off finally. Looks like I have two going, and then some flowers. And my Tabasco. Look at that. So many Tabasco peppers. I have 3 plants here. Now this back one here is loaded up, loaded up. Well, it's not everything, but it's most everything. Most everything. Oh, you know what? There's one more thing I do want to show you. Oh, I wanted to show you my bushy cucumber. Never thought you'd hear that. I know. My bushy cucumber here on the fence is doing amazing. It's probably the best cucumber fruit set I've ever had. Probably. Not gonna lie, probably. Now they're small cucumbers. They're small like a pickling cucumber. It's a bush cucumber. Well, bush-ish. It's bush-ish. But let me show you real quick. And then I'll give you a close-up of my noodle beans real quick. It looks pretty. And then and then we'll be done. All right, so put that little cucumber, and then under here, look at those, and look at those, and those, and those. I mean, I've never had so many cucumbers at one time. It's absolutely amazing. I know, I love it. There's some noodle beans there. If you come around here, all these noodle beans. Noodle beans. We have noodle beans. So many noodle beans. And the leaf-footed bugs are getting on my noodle beans. They're really rude. Anyway, let's try to show you these tomatoes. I don't know if you can see that way up there. So far up there. Anyway, you know what? I don't even know if I'm going to do much weeding because the sun's starting to get on me now. Crazy. It's crazy out here. I don't know how I'm going to be able to keep up if I can't even be out here long enough to work. Anyway. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for watching this quick little tour of what's going on right now. We'll see what I get done before I get ran back in the house. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.